Hi, this is Billy Tarasio from Modern Law, and today we're talking about moving on after divorce. What are the legal steps that should be taken following the close of a divorce after you've gotten a divorce? And there are quite a few things that usually need to be done. Just because you've gotten that divorce decree does not mean that you're done. If you haven't changed beneficiaries on your life insurance or retirement accounts, you need to change those beneficiaries. You also need to change title of your car or your house. Sometimes things have to be sold and split. There's usually quite a bit of cleanup that has to be done after you feel like your divorce should be over. So legally transferring that information, the title, the beneficiaries, updating your estate plan are all things that you should be doing after the close of your divorce case. What important documents should be updated or changed following the close of a divorce case in Mesa? Well, as we talked about, you're going to want to update your estate plan, all of your powers of attorneys, all of your beneficiaries, your payable on death designations, your will, guardianship for your children. You're going to also want to take a look at titles of things like your home anything you own together that you no longer intend to own together. Titles need to be changed. Sometimes you'll have an underlying trust that needs to be updated. Unfortunately, you're not done just because you got that divorce decree. The other thing that you might want to do is sometimes you have to change your name or someone has elected to change their name. So you're going to need to get a new social security card, a new driver's license, a new Costco card, new credit cards, lots of things that have to be done after you've gotten a divorce in order to effectuate that divorce and move on truly. Individual ensure or enforce the terms of their divorce. Well, that is a tough question. One of the ways that you can enforce the terms of your divorce is by following the decree yourself. So it may be convenient sometimes not to follow the decree or to wait and not execute some of the things that you need to do in order to change the title of property or pay off certain loans or debts. But the more you can follow the divorce decree, the easier it's going to be for you to enforce later when you need to enforce it against the other party. If you do need to enforce your decree and things are not going well, we may be able to reach out and do a demand letter. We may be able to communicate on your behalf, or we may have to file a petition to enforce, which is unfortunately a separate court action where we ask the judge to enforce your underlying decree. If the terms of a divorce are broken, what steps should an individual take to report it? Well, you aren't really reporting it to anyone. You want to document if someone is not following the decree. And then eventually, if you can't resolve it between the two of you, then you'll have to take that issue to the judge to see if the judge can work out that issue for you and fix whatever the underlying issue is, whatever you need to enforce. Like, for instance, maybe somebody claimed kids on the tax returns for tax exemptions and they shouldn't have. And maybe you have damages because of that. Or maybe somebody was supposed to pay a bill that they never paid. And then you had to pay that bill plus interest, plus it hurt your credit. Then at that point, we may have to go back and sue the other party and get you damages. So those are things that you're going to want to document, and eventually go ask the court for help. What are the most common ways the terms of a divorce are broken? And what is the role of an attorney if the terms are broken the most, but also withholding children or failing to follow the parenting plan? Those are the ways that things are most often the issues are most often broken. The other thing that sometimes happens is someone is ordered to refinance a marital home to get someone's name off the mortgage and they don't do it. Or they're ordered to refinance a car that is jointly owned and they don't do it. So those are the ways that sometimes the orders are not followed and we have to do something about it. And you can talk to your attorney and we can come up with some creative ways and a strategy specific to you to see how we can make you whole after your divorce and enforce that. And then the last question is, do you have any general advice for people looking to move on after a divorce? As there's a lot of cleanup after a divorce, changing your name, changing the character of assets, paying off debts, moving things around. And it can feel like you've gone through this long process to get yourself divorced, and now you're expected to do more work. And it's true, it is hard. But one of the ways that you can really set yourself up for success is by making sure that you have all the legal documentation you need. So get birth certificates, get passports, get all of the legal documentation that maybe has been split up, and have yourself be organized, know where things are at, and have a plan, because the process and the project of getting divorced is such a big undertaking that it really is so much work. The more you can be organized and have a plan and get help if you need it, we're here to help you. Getting divorced and then following up with everything that needs to be done isn't easy, but with some organization and some help, you can definitely do it.